So it's fair to say there's been plenty of talk about Max Verstappen potentially winning the World Championship this year, which just seemed absolutely miles off happening after the summer break. He was about 100 points behind Oscar Piastri, if not even more at that point. But now that gap is really closing. Of course, Oscar Piastri retired from the previous round in Baku and Max Verstappen managed to win it. Verstappen also won in Italy in both races in dominant fashion too. And I think perhaps more telling is the fact that Yuki Tsunoda is looking a lot quicker as well. Tsunoda getting a very solid 6th place finish in Azerbaijan. So have Red Bull turned a corner? Have McLaren dropped off? Well, it's not just the drivers that are talking about this possibility either. The team bosses for these teams as well have been having their say as well, including Andrea Stella, the team principal of McLaren. Let's have a look at what Stella's been saying here about Verstappen's potential championship charge, a 5th championship in a row. Could he do it? It's unlikely, but, you know, Formula One, anything can happen, can't it? McLaren team principal Andrea Stella has doubled down on his belief that Max Verstappen remains a genuine threat in this year's Formula One Drivers' Championship, despite the Dutchman sitting a long way behind in the points. Verstappen, who won at Monza 2 weeks ago, stormed to pole in Baku after Oscar Piastri crashed out in Q3 and Lando Norris clipped the wall on his flying lap. Verstappen then converted pole into victory, cutting into McLaren's advantage in the standings. Stella explained after Baku, quote, "Red Bull have taken a new floor to Monza. They might have been setting up their car slightly differently. We hear now Verstappen is talking about grounding much more than he was before, so they might have unlocked performance, and I would not be surprised at all if Red Bull continue the streak they have started. Pole position in Monza, victory. Pole position here. Red Bull are a serious contender to win races and a very serious contender for the Drivers' Championship." End quote. Asked if he truly believed that Verstappen could snatch the title away, Stella replied firmly, "A firm yes. Can you write it in capitals? Because it was quoted in capitals." End quote. Despite McLaren's dominance, Verstappen's 6 pole positions this year are more than any other driver, but with 7 races remaining, he still trails Piastri by 69 points and Norris by 44. Stella warned that the situation is complicated by McLaren's 2 drivers competing against one another. Of course, he said when asked if Verstappen was still a danger. "We don't have to forget that first of all, he's Max Verstappen, world champion for the last 4 years, in a fast car. Like I said before, there are races where McLaren may not enjoy any advantage from a competitive point of view. And Lando and Oscar are always there, so they won't necessarily be maximising the points available. Sometimes it will be a little bit more points to Lando and a little bit more for Oscar, so they may take some points away from each other. We are very aware of this aspect, but we let them race because they are both deserving to push for their aspirations. Therefore, yes, Verstappen and Red Bull are in contention for the Drivers' Championship." And then there's some more quotes on Stella there going on about McLaren's current predicament as well. I mean, yeah, it's definitely one to consider. I mean, like I said in my previous videos, I don't really see Verstappen winning the championship. I don't, but he's inserted himself back into that conversation. It is no longer a completely done deal, particularly if things keep going like they are. I mean, we're coming up to Singapore, you know. Singapore's very difficult to overtake around. Max Verstappen has more pole positions this year than anybody else. Verstappen's got pole positions around a wide variety of tracks, you know. Street circuits, high downforce circuits, and obviously Baku and Monza, which are very high speed as well. So that car over one lap is a threat. It absolutely is a threat. So McLaren are right to be a little bit worried, a little bit rattled, but at the same time, McLaren's pace hasn't just gone away. It's just a really unique set of circumstances. They still finished 2nd and 3rd at Monza. Baku qualifying was absolutely insane, and the cards didn't fall for them. They fell right for Verstappen. They fell right for the likes of Sainz and the Mercedes drivers as well, who did much better. So, yeah, it's something to think about, but I don't think that he's a genuine threat personally right now. Very famous last words, but can he win the majority of the last races to finish out this season? I mean, I never thought he'd win 2 in a row like he has done, and in dominant fashion like that. So it's definitely possible, but I think that advantage that the McLaren drivers have built up, even if Red Bull have kind of turned a corner, I don't see him overtaking Piastri. Maybe Norris. Maybe he could get into 2nd, you know, particularly if Norris makes some more mistakes or is a bit lackluster in some races. I could see that. But yeah, your thoughts on this in the comments below, guys, as always. Is Verstappen a genuine contender for the World Championship in 2025? I want to hear what you have to say on this, as always. Like, share, comment, subscribe. As always, guys, have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.